Hey Cancer, welcome to Aria Moon Tarot, and thank you so much for being here. This is your love reading for anyone with Sun, Moon, or Rising in Cancer. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't, check your other placements. All right, let's get started. Okay, yeah, it's funny because for this group, the messages just started coming so fast right from the beginning. So, I do want to say that I have tapped into your person's energy, and I already just kind of want to laugh because basically with this Galaxy card, I can tell that this person's mind has been blown by you. So immediately, it's like what this person wants to tell you is they can't really believe that out of all of the people, or out of all of the places, out of all the stars in the sky and all the galaxies, it's like the fact that they met you, the fact that the two of you crossed paths, is kind of crazy to them. They are having thoughts kind of along those lines of like not being able to believe that the two of you found each other. And that just takes me right back to the stone. That message was coming through just right away for your group. Your person's in disbelief. They think that some other force must have orchestrated things to bring the two of you together, because they really must feel like you're their perfect match, you're their perfect partner. Now, the reason I wanted to laugh initially when I saw these cards is because I'm getting the feeling that this is the first time this person had a thought like this. I'm getting the feeling that this is the first time this person has pondered galaxies and soulmates, or people meant to be, people wandering from distant lands and different corners of the earth to find each other. It's like they've become this romantic. They've become more spiritual. Their mind has been opened to new possibilities that they never even considered before. And this bison energy is the energy of someone who's very pragmatic, somebody who's very logical, somebody who's very stable. I am picking up on that for a lot of you. Your person might have a scientific background or a scientific mind. So this is someone who leans more towards the facts, especially with this like energy of space and like galaxies, stars, planets. It's like this is the type of person that would look at the scientific facts when it comes to like kind of like they wouldn't gaze at the stars in a romantic sense. They would look at the stars and kind of spit out the facts about what's going on in the sky. So this would be like an astronomy person. Like they would lean science, and as soon as you came into their life, it's like now they're more of an astrology person. They're more interested in like the mysticism of things. They're more interested in the romanticism of things. They're more interested in even romanticizing things, which is, it feels like a real divergence from their usual pattern. I think this person wants to communicate some of that stuff to you. I think there's a strong feeling that you might be a little bit more spiritually inclined, or a little bit more of an outside of the box thinker, maybe a little less factual and scientific. Like your mind has already been opened to these possibilities, and you don't need like a book or a formula to tell you something. If you have the feeling, you know it's true. I think for your person, this is their first experience with this. So you coming into their lives has shifted everything for them. If you've had deep talks about like spiritual matters, you really opened this person's mind. If you haven't yet been able to discuss some of these things, I think this person really, like, they want to get your take on things. They want to test the waters with you because they're feeling more this way. They're feeling more like this must have been fated. This has to have been meant to be, almost like it was written in the stars. Okay, so this is all kind of coming full circle. that's the easiest way to sum it up. They feel like it was written in the stars for the two of you to come together. But they have never before in their lives been a person who would say something like that, who would think something like that, who would feel something like that. They didn't believe in anything like that. They would say that was complete BS if they heard somebody else say it. And now they're starting to have those kind of feelings, just because this connection has, it's kind of like it's shaken them to the point that they think this can't just be by chance. Like, there's no way this is by chance. So they're open to a lot more possibilities. And I think they're doing a lot of work kind of challenging their typical way of thinking about things. That can be difficult for a person because it's like breaking out of a steel box. They have their ways of viewing the world. They have their thought patterns, and they're having to kind of like shatter all of that because it was shattered for them. So I guess maybe that was a poor choice of words. Maybe they're not having to shatter it, but it was almost like it was shattered for them. I think that there's a willingness I'm feeling in their energy. So maybe part of that was shattered, but now maybe they're doing a little bit of the shattering themselves. Maybe they're kicking down some walls themselves because they're starting to see things for themselves. I think this is the type of person we're seeing really is believing, and it's always been that way for them. And what they've seen with you is helping them to believe in a way that is almost shifting that whole mindset into believing is seeing. And that's the opposite of everything this person would have stood for in the past. They would not know what that even means, believing is seeing. It's like, no, put the facts right in front of my face, and if I see it, then I'll tell you it's true. But yeah, their whole perspective has been turned on its head now. So I think there's a strong chance that you triggered a spiritual awakening in them. They even potentially triggered this awakening in you. I am picking up on that for most of you. You were a little bit more spiritually advanced than this person going into this, so this might not have triggered an awakening for you, but it may have. It really may have kind of sent you into a bit of a spiral and into a period of discovery because of this connection. So let's get some messages from your person from the Hidden Truth Oracle. I'm so attracted to you, and I want to tell you how I feel. Okay. That's pretty straightforward. I kind of feel like that's the end. Ta-da! Because that's what they want. They're so attracted to you. They're so attracted to you in more ways than one. It's not just physical. They feel drawn to you. They feel pulled to you. They feel like something pulled them to you, and vice versa. So, they want to communicate that to you. They want to tell you about that. And they want to tell you about how their perspective has shifted. I just started... See, I think for some of you, this might be somebody that that maybe could not see things your way in the past. They might have been really closed off to possibilities that you presented in the past, and now they're starting to see... just kind of like see more of your point of view, and they're coming to this realization on their own. So there is kind of that feeling of like, I want to tell you now, like how I've changed, how what you were saying to me before that didn't make sense, how now it makes a lot of sense to me, and like I'm seeing it for myself. I'm seeing it with my own eyes. That's kind of this person's MO. They have to see it for themselves, and you know, maybe not so much anymore. Like, I think they're learning to trust their intuitive feelings a little bit. But they always wanted the facts before. You also have peace. So, I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. This connection has brought your person a lot of peace, a lot of inner peace, and I kind of feel like that's coming from... strangely enough, I think that because this person now is starting to open up to the idea of trusting kind of like a higher power, even trusting their higher selves, being more open to ideas like that, they're being brought a lot of peace, because I think that before they almost wanted to muscle their way through everything. They want to they want to control everything. They want to have their hands on the wheel at all times. They want to be really in control and know the facts, and they don't deviate from the facts. But it's interesting, this idea and this kind of feeling and concept of there being more, of there being like a higher power, or there being a spiritual side of things. The idea of this is what I think scared this person the most. If we look at these two cards, this is kind of like the internal battle that's going on with this person. This bison is very grounded. It's a really earthy energy, a very large, heavy animal that's very securely like planted on the ground. And then when we look at this galaxy energy and we think about like the stars, the heavens, the astral bodies, this is the complete opposite energy. So I think this person, like, because they have been so grounded, so like feet firmly on the ground, the idea of floating off into space scared them. That's the ultimate loss of control. And I think some of their like factual nature has a lot to do with control. They want to control the outcome. They want to know the outcome before they have even done the experiment. They want to know the answer, and that scared them to not know the answer. The funny thing is that once they were, I feel like, kind of forced into this position, they're actually finding a lot of peace with the idea that they don't have to have the answer, that they don't have to be in control, that beautiful, wonderful, spectacular, unexpected things can be orchestrated, that things can be fated, that maybe the two of you knew that you were going to come together. Maybe the two of you planned it, like something that was predestined. And that's not an idea they would have subscribed to, but it's actually like, it's taking the pressure off of them. It's just letting them know that like, life has beautiful things planned for you, and sometimes you cannot control every element, every aspect of a situation, and it's just bringing them a lot of peace and clarity. It's just funny though. It's like, I do feel like there is this fish out of water feeling. It's like, imagine this bison floating up in space. Like, this bison does not belong in space. So there, you know, like, this person feels a bit like, hey, I'm out of my element here. I think that a lot of what they want to communicate to you is this feeling of being out of their element, because it's like you sort of, you have them floating in space at this point, and they just like, they're used to having their feet on the ground. And so they want to communicate this to you. They want to tell you how they feel. They want to tell you how drawn they are to you. And I think some of that urge to communicate with you is because they want to know, like, do you feel like this too? Have you ever felt like this before? What is this? What is this feeling? So I have the feeling that this person kind of, there's like this sense that they rely on you for like some of this information, or that they derive some of their stability from you, which I think is really sweet, because this person's coming across as the stable person. Like, they are very stable and grounded, and they still find your energy to be very stable and grounded. They feel kind of connected to you in that way, like you're their match, their pair, well, I think we're back to this, their perfect love, so that they're not ever really feeling all that stable when they don't have you. But this connection opened up a whole new world of possibilities to them. It's like, it is a whole new world. It's like they've been shoved into a new land that's totally foreign to them, and they don't have a map. And this is certainly a person who would want a map. This is the person who would have a map. Like, if you know those people, like you go on a trip with them, they are not leaving anything to chance. They have a map, they have a backup map, they have some intricate high-tech GPS system. They want to know the answers. They want to know what's around that corner before you turn. And now they've been kind of thrown into a situation where they can't possibly have all of the answers. So let's look at your Romance Angels card. So free yourself. This is what your person is feeling. So your person really wants to let go of all of this control. They really do they just want to fall into this a little bit. They almost like, they want to float around in space with you a little bit. now they see, like, now they see the advantage of it. Now they see what it would be like to not have to have everything so planned, or to have a more open mind when it comes to the possibilities, to even feel something this deep. This person really gives me the sense that this is not typical for them. They have not felt anything like this. I wouldn't be surprised if this was someone who said, like, they don't believe in love or they don't believe in romance. And I think you kind of changed that for them. So let's look at some tarot. And see what else your person wants to communicate. Okay, Justice. I'm trying not to, like, speak too soon, but it's like, I think that this person's desire to tell you how they feel is going to go beyond a desire, because the Justice card can really indicate that the truth of something is going to come forward. The truth is going to come out. And I think this person really wants to let the truth out. I feel more of like an urgency on their part. And it's not that they're going to be rash or really urgent about this, but it's like they have all the motivation to express these things to you, because they actually do feel quite untethered, and like they just feel so different that they want to discuss it with you. I think it's going to bring them a lot of peace to discuss it with you. This Emperor card is taking me right back to that Bison energy. This is someone who really values being in control and having things balanced. Two of Pentacles, as I'm saying that. Two of Pentacles is all about balance. So they really do value that stability and that groundedness and that balance. I think that, see, it's just interesting because every tarot card that came out is pointing to this person's Bison nature. And I think that that is really, that's actually really important, because I knew that it was really significant, but this lets me know just how significant, like how set in their ways they really were until you. So this person wants to communicate all that with you, and they want to release themselves from the binds of this, from the hold of this. They're not going to give up their personality. Like, they're not going to give up their groundedness, their stability, their like their ability to keep things kind of in order, in line, to juggle things. They're not going to give that up, especially if this, like, this area of their lives extends to their job or their career, because I do pick up on, for a lot of you, they might do something that's very pragmatic, very like scientific based, or that requires a lot of focus or accuracy. So this is just like, it's a strong part of who they are, but they really are opening their minds to new possibilities. And I think what they're going to find, or what they may have already found, is that kind of being more willing to accept some of these new possibilities actually brings them more success when it comes to their career, or maybe just it helps them in the way that they think. Like, it helps them with this new perspective to kind of apply some of this outside of the box thinking to a lot of this balance and stability that they already have going on. So I think it's actually going to be really beneficial to them. Like I was saying, a lot of this has brought them a lot of peace, but I do see this person expressing their feelings to you because they really want to let themselves out of the little box that they have trapped themselves in, and they want to just like float away with you. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. I think that this person was really stuck in their ways. So Yeah, this might be a past connection for some of you. And there was just something that the two of you couldn't see eye to eye on. There was just something that this person wasn't getting. And I think that they have opened their mind now and they do understand. So they are motivated to express this to you. So I'm going to leave that there, and hopefully I will see you in another reading again sometime soon. I'm sending you all lots of love and light. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you soon. Bye.